Well, that almost looks dry, doesn't it? It was a race that went from wet to wetter in the GT Winter Series as it got deeper and deeper into monsoon season, seemingly in January. Severin Mazur came out as the early race leader. However, Kenneth Heyer did a very good job of staying towards the front, even in front of those Cup-class missiles at the sharp end of the field. In fact, by turn 4, he was back into the lead. And at turn 3, Alfredo Hernandez had a spin, not his first of the day either, in tricky conditions. There was a collision on the first lap. Andreas Berg Sorensen with an eerily similar spin to what would ultimately, of course, cause him to hit the wall later on, but he recovered from that, and recovered splendidly as well, it must be said. Overall leader Kenneth Heyer disappeared from this, the battle for second place. Severin Mazur fighting off Cristiano Maciel here for second place momentarily, but soon enough the Ferrari would find its way by, proving to be very capable in the wet conditions. Maciel in his first weekend of racing, a weekend that can only go down as a roaring success. Out wide there, the number 79 GT3 Poland car. Unfortunately, the 150 Ferrari of Alvaro Ramos found the barriers on the approach to the first corner. That was the cause of the first safety car of the race. This was just prior to the pit window as well, so the pit window was delayed as the recovery crews and the marshals got to work sorting out the situation down at turn 1. Ramos actually drove his car back to the pit lane, so at least that car is still functioning, albeit with some rather serious damage at the front end. Of course, pit stop window here in this race, and that pit stop window began just after the safety car pulled in, which meant that drivers were being subbed out in some cases. Rui Aguas taking over from Maciel. This number 50 car, the AF Corsa Ferrari, the all-Portuguese lineup in the 50 car, and Aguas would take over and start setting quick laps there. Dexter Muller was going sideways somewhat in his Carbahn Raceworks Mercedes, and that could be said for a lot of drivers out there on circuit, but it was Andreas Berg Sorensen who was setting a rip-roaring pace, at one point several seconds faster than anybody else out there on the circuit, and he would stop for his mandatory visit to the pits and would resume the race in the lead. As soon as he headed out onto the circuit, though, the safety car was called to recover Severin Mazur from the gravel trap outside the kink at turn 5. Safety car number 2 of the race, the final safety car, but unfortunately not the final problem of the race. They recovered Severin Mazur from the gravel, and then a few moments later we would go green once again, albeit Manstalin would immediately find the wall in the number 44 Porsche. Unfortunately, SPV Racing having issues there. But then Andreas Berg Sorensen, unfortunately from the lead, lost the car, just snapped underneath him, and Andreas Berg Sorensen will be very disappointed with how that race has ended. On countback, he should be considered the race winner, although sometimes the car that causes a red flag is ultimately moved out of the equation, but I think it would be particularly harsh on Andreas if that is the decision. As far as we know it, Andreas Berg Sorensen will be our winner. Rui Aguas second place and second in Cup 1 as well for the Ferrari Challenge 296s. Moritz Viskirchen in third position and winning in GT3. Jerzy Spinkovic in fourth place, winning Cup 4. Milos Pavlovic fifth overall and winning, coming second in Cup 4. Dexter Muller in sixth place ahead of Oskar Rindvich in the Myrtle Motorsport Ferrari Challenge 488 version. Manstalin winning in the Cup 2 class ahead of Dieter Sveps. Alfredo Hernandez rounding out the overall top 10 in his GT3 Mercedes. Alex Bijatovic was next in the Autosport racing car in P11. Severin Mazur in 12th place and Alvaro Ramos in P13.